Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. It's my pleasure to welcome you here this evening to our spring orchestra concert. It's so wonderful to see so many people here. Thank you so much, by the way, before I even begin, to our wonderful students or performers here this evening. They've been working incredibly hard for the past, how many months are we in school? Is it like 9 months, almost 8 months? And it's my favorite part when I walk into the middle school. This is where the orchestra rehearses, and I just stand there and I just listen. The security guards stand there and they listen. The students have been doing an absolutely wonderful job, and I want to congratulate them and thank them for being part of our program, and also give a special shout out to our beginner students who are also on stage. So these are students that just started playing in the beginning of this year, and they've done an incredible job. Thank you also to you, the parents, for allowing your children to be part of our programs. Thank you to my colleague, Ms. Jimenez, for all the hard work that she does day in and day out with the students. She really goes above and beyond getting resources and attending professional development. I really, really, truly appreciate her work. Thank you to my colleague in the back, Mr. Joseph Lalama, who's probably at as many events as I am, or maybe a little bit more, especially during this busy time of year. He's in charge of sound and lighting for tonight. Thank you to our administrative team here at the middle school, Mrs. Wilkie and Mr. Barcia, Ms. Margosiak and Mr. Kutro for all their support. Thank you to Dr. Banja and Mrs. McDermott for all their support of our programs, our Board of Education, especially if we have any members. I'm so sorry, that's my mother. That's so embarrassing. She is my child, I'm sorry. Thank you also to our Board of Education if we have any members in the audience this evening. And because I have such a supportive community here in Mount Olive, for 10 years now, we've gotten the distinction by the National Association for Music Merchants as the best community for music education, which is a distinction they give to, this is a national distinction. So I'm incredibly proud to share that with everybody, because if we didn't have such support from you, the parents and families, from the students participating to the amazing staff, to the entire faculty in Mount Olive, as well as administration, it wouldn't be possible. So that's something that I certainly share that distinction with everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. Please help me welcome to the stage the 6th grade orchestra under the direction of Ms. Jimenez.
Please rise for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you all so much for coming. My name is Amy Jimenez, and I am the orchestra director here. And this is our 6th grade orchestra. It is my biggest class to date, and probably the most enthusiastic. I really enjoy having them, and they have learned so much this year. I hope you can tell. And they work really, really hard. I'm very proud of them. And we have one more selection for you. This is called Honor and Glory. Okay, Secretary can come on up. The seventh grade orchestra, and I think they have the hardest job of all. They have to play instruments at 8 in the morning, which is sometimes really hard to do. It's really hard for me sometimes also. And we have 3 selections for you today. You just heard American Medley, a bunch of classic American folk songs. And next we'll have an original piece called Moonlit Skies, and we will wrap it up with the 1812 Overture. The 1812 Overture is probably the most interesting piece of classical music because at the very end, Tchaikovsky, the composer, wrote that there's supposed to be cannons fired off to accentuate what the orchestra is doing. Unfortunately, I could not find any cannons for you tonight, but I really recommend you look it up online. It's kind of a really long piece. We're just doing excerpts of it right now. If you scroll to the end, you're going to hear these massive cannon blasts going off. It's really, really cool. Anyway, I forgot about that. bass players come on up and perform a number for you. So this is every cello and bass student that I have. At the all-district concert, we wanted to feature somebody who's not a violin, because everyone knows what a violin is. It's a great instrument, but everybody knows what it is, and it's not the only instrument in the orchestra. So at the all-district concert, you got to hear all of the violas, for all of my violas, and also all the high school viola players, which was really, really fun, and they had a great time putting that on for you. And so now we're going to feature our low string section. These are the cellos and the basses. They are a little bit like the glue that hold the whole orchestra together. And I only have one bass player in each orchestra. But if that bass player is absent for whatever reason, we notice. It's the first thing the kids say. They're like, this doesn't sound like it usually does. Well, the bass isn't here. So I really did want to give them an opportunity to show you what they can do. And so they have a piece, a traditional fiddle tune for you called the Wabash Cannonball. bow strings come on up. All right, while they're getting set up, I will tell you a little bit about them. This is my after-school orchestra, so they come Wednesday afternoons after school for an additional hour, and they play different pieces with me. This year we went to what's called an adjudication, which it was an invitation to an event where middle school orchestras in the area would perform for each other, and then also perform for an adjudicator who evaluated them and gave them a scoring, and then also worked with them, like a master class for about half an hour. And I think they had a really good time. They got to see some other middle school string players in the area, which I think is so important because we're very lucky here, not every district has a strings program. And so to go out in the world and see other kids your age who are doing what you love to do as well, I think is so important for this age group in particular. And so we have prepared for you today the Kingdom Dance from the movie Tangled. think like your instrument. So for example, at the end when the cellos are playing, I tell them all the time, if you can play that, you are a cello player. It's just written in a way that only makes sense to cellists. So it's really deceptively difficult, and we did it, and I'm so proud of them. All right, our next piece is our lyrical piece. It's called Beneath the Weeping Willow. Again, another traditional folk song. A little bit sad, but a little bit bittersweet as well. I think it's the term I would use to describe it. And so here you go.
Hi, I would just like to, we would like to say something before we perform our last song. So I hope everybody enjoyed the concert, first of all. And obviously we're 8th graders, so this is our last concert. And I personally came here in 7th grade, but Miss J has taught me so much, and I think that I could say that for everybody. And she's honestly been such a good teacher. And we've made so many memories, and in 20 days exactly, the 8th grade graduates. So that means in exactly 20 days, we only have exactly 20 days to make even more memories in each day, and we would just like to say thank you.
Dear Ms. J, thank you for teaching us how to listen to each other and encouraging us all to become better musicians. So many of us are excited to continue this journey in high school.
I wanted to say I am so grateful for you, Ms. J, and thank you for deciding to teach me. So my favorite memory is when you decided to pick on the viola sometimes, but that will be a cherished memory that I will carry in my heart. And I just want to say thank you so much for being an incredible teacher, and I will be missing you, and that's it.
I still remember my first few days in 6th grade with Miss J. She helped me learn my first note on my violin, which was an F sharp, and she happily applauded me. That was the first time I played my violin correctly. I felt so proud that someone could have so much faith in a student that's not even that good in my opinion. She invited me to Saturday orchestra because she believed in me and my friend. When we didn't, and I made even more memories and friends. She never failed to help students and make orchestra fun. She made orchestra a community for students. I'm so grateful to have Miss J teaching me along this journey. Orchestra was one of the only reasons I came to school through these years, and joining orchestra is a core memory you will never forget. Music isn't just fingers on a string, it's emotion, art, and connection all in one place. Playing in an orchestra is hard, and it's easy to compare to others, but to have a great teacher like mine who never gives up on you makes playing so worth it, and makes me wonder if orchestra would have been worth it if it wasn't for Miss J. I speak for everyone here when I say we love you, Miss J. Thank you for these wonderful 3 middle school years.
I just wanted to say a few things about our wonderful teacher, Ms. Jimenez. She has always been there through my ups and downs, and she's always found a way to make me laugh, even like if I felt bad for something. In 6th grade, I could never get my bowing right. My arm would just fly around everywhere, and she would put me next to the doorway to get my arm to go straight, so I would get my bowing right. And it worked out pretty well. Normally, I don't make speeches like this, but I wanted to make sure that if you're planning on doing orchestra in middle school, I promise you that you will not regret it, and you will make awesome memories with Ms. Jimenez. And I will miss her when I go to high school.
The best kids in the whole school. I tell everyone this. I teach the best kids in the whole school, and I really do. Every single one of my students in here, we could not make the music that we make. We could not be the orchestras that we are if it were not for them. They give me absolutely everything. And I think it is also up to you, the parents. You support them in all of their endeavors, and I really have to thank you for that as well. But I want to give it all back to all of them here. I really, really love every single one of them, and I'm so proud of every one of them as well. Thank you very much. all of you on these sides next year. Have a great spring, a great summer, and thank you very much for coming.